And happy Valentine's Day, happy Galentine's Day, whatever you celebrate on this commercialized, profitable holiday of love. Happy Valentine's Day, and welcome to Barrett's Book Nook. So today, I have decided to treat myself to a Valentine, but before we get into that, I am currently sipping on some freshly brewed black coffee because I have a lot of things to do today, so I need my caffeine. And I am currently reading, or beginning, the Witcher series, starting of course with the first book, The Last Wish. The illustrated edition took a long time for this book to get to me, but now it is within my clutches, and I look forward to finishing this book and hopefully finishing the Witcher series. We'll see how well that goes. So how will I be celebrating my Valentine's Day, you might ask? With 3 blind dates, one after another. With books. I'm going on blind dates with books, not people. Don't worry, I'm staying inside. So, many bookstores like to do this thing where they'll wrap up a book so that way you can't really see the cover or anything about it really. And sometimes they do fun little, blips. Sometimes they only tell you what the genre is. But in the end, it's a little bit of mystery, a little bit of fun. And so I have decided to go to one of my favorite local bookstores here in St. Louis, Subterranean. And for Valentine's Day, they have these special wrapped blind date Valentines. So I went there, picked up 3 books, and today you're gonna join me on unwrapping them. So let's get on to our first blind date. Blind date number 1. It's got some cute little decorations on top. We've got a little felt heart with a gem and this little sticker here. And also we have a beautiful little love note written from the lovely workers at Subterranean that tell me a little bit about this book. So let's see what this blind date has to say. I'm queer. Feel that? Funny? Sometimes. Heartbreaking. Ooh, I'm intrigued. And so refreshing. Honest. I say whatever I want. Okay, we love someone that's very candid. I'm vulgar. Okay, a little spice. And vulnerable. We love someone in touch with their emotions. And you can't get enough. Well, sounds like my kind of blind date. I'm intrigued. Let's unwrap this. "100 Boy Friends" by Brontez Purnell. A very beautiful cover. Let's read the blurb. Transgressive, foul-mouthed, and brutally funny, Brontez Purnell's 100 Boyfriends is a revelatory spiral into the imperfect lives of queer men desperately fighting the urge to self-sabotage. As they tiptoe through the minefields of romantic, substance-fueled misadventure, from dirty warehouses and gentrified bars in Oakland to desolate farm towns in Alabama, Purnell characters strive for belonging in a world that dismisses them for being black, broke, and queer. In spite of it, or perhaps because of it, they shine. Armed with deadpan wit, Purnell finds humor in even the darkest of nadirs with the peerless zeal, insight, and horniness of gay punk messiah. Together with the slice of life tales that writhe within 100 boyfriends are an imitable tour of unexposed queer underbelly. Holding them together is the vision of an iconoclastic storyteller, as fearless as he is human. This looks like a cute little read. Some fun little illustrations. Ooh, that's always a fun little start. Look at that little dedication. All y'all. Sometimes that's all you got to say. So this is our first blind date. I think we've got a good one to start. Blind date number 2. So this little blind date, ooh, has an extra little sticker that fell off the back. And it has another felt heart with a little gem and a cute little ribbon with a red heart and gold arrow. Very cute. Now, let's read the little love letter from this blind date. You're in love with me. Perhaps I am. I'm in love with someone else. Drama. Who is in love with someone else? Is this a love triangle? I'm a bit existential. All right, gonna make us think. I will probably break your heart. That's exactly what I want this Valentine's Day. Blind date number 2. You have intrigued me. Let's unwrap you. On to unwrapping our second blind date. Just remove. Our second blind date, The Unbearable Lightness of Being by Milan, Kundera. Wonderful. So let's read the blurb. A young woman in love with a man torn between his love for her and his incorrigible womanizing. One of his mistresses and her humbly faithful lover. These are the two couples whose story is told in this masterful novel. In a world in which lives are shaped by irrevocable choices and by fortuitous events, a world in which everything occurs but once, existence seems to lose its substance, its weight. Hence we feel the unbearable lightness of being, not only as the consequence of our pristine actions, but also in the public sphere, and two inevitably intertwine. So here we have a wonderful little read. Looks like we lucked out for blind date number 2 as well. And our third blind date, the biggest and the heaviest of them all. We got a little big boy here. We've got a big heart and some little ones all sprinkled around. Now let's get into this final little love letter from my third blind date. I am keeping myself a secret. Okay, mystery. Waiting. Tending to others. Interesting. Until you arrive. I'm intrigued. That is a short but sweet little love letter. Let's see what's inside. We now have our final blind date. Let's unwrap. Valérie Perrin's Fresh Water for Flowers, an international bestseller. She's very thick, very heavy. Let's read the blurb. A #1 bestseller in France and in Italy, where it was dubbed Italy's favorite lockdown novel. Fresh Water for Flowers is an intimately told story about a woman who defiantly believes in happiness despite it all. Violet Toussaint is the caretaker at a cemetery in a small town in Bourgogne. I do not know how to pronounce things, I apologize. Her life is lived to the predictable rhythms of the often funny, always moving confidences that casual mourners, regular visitors, and sun-dry colleagues share with her. Violet's routine is disrupted one day by the arrival of Julien Soul, a police officer from out of town, who has come to scatter the ashes of his recently deceased mother on the gravesite of a complete stranger. It soon becomes clear that Julien's inexplicable gesture is intertwined with Violet's own complicated past. Well, this definitely looks exciting and definitely is not something I would have picked up on my own. So looks like we lucked out again, getting out of our comfort zones with blind date number 3. Well, I very much so look forward to adding these 3 new reads to my shelf, and I probably wouldn't have picked these up on my own, so I'm very glad that my blind date with the book choices have pushed me outside my comfort zone and have caused me to add things to my reading list that I normally wouldn't put on there. And I'm very much so looking forward to this. Let me know your Valentine's Day plans, whether you'll be having some blind dates with books or regular blind dates yourself, or let me know what you're currently reading, what you're currently sipping, or what you want to see. Talk to me. I'd love to see it. But for now, enjoy your read, finish your drink, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.